For this lesson, we're going to look at Plain White T's Hey There Delilah. So we're going to start with your D chord. You probably recognize your D chord. Instead of playing it with 1, 2, 3 like we are here, I'm going to move my 2 where 3 was because I don't need the first string at all. So here is our D chord. I'm just going to move 2 where 3 was. So I got my first finger on the 2nd fret of my 3rd string, and I have my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of my 2nd string. Hope I said that right. I think so. Anyway, so and our thumb for our right hand, our thumb will play the 4th string, and index and middle are going to play 2 and 3. And the index and middle never leave 2 and 3 through the whole song. The thumb is going to flip between the different strings 4, 5, and 6 depending on the chord. And we're going to play 8th notes. We're basically just going to go, thumb is going to pluck down, and index and middle will pluck up. And we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's measure 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so back to our D chord. From the D chord, we're going to go to F sharp minor. We're going to bar the first finger across strings 2 and 3. It kind of looks like it's barring 1 there too, but it's not really pressing. My 3rd finger is going to play the 4th fret of my 4th string for an F sharp minor. Some people prefer to play this with 1 and 2 because they have trouble with the bar, in which case you can still use your 3rd finger on the F sharp, or maybe your pinky if you find the stretch is hard. Either way, it all works good. But for me, I'm going to go with just barring it for now. And our thumb, our right hand, will stay the exact same. And that will also go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Thumbs on the 4th string, index and middle are on 2 and 3. So we're going from our D to our F sharp minor. And something about that F sharp minor, that's part of this F sharp minor chord. It's just what's happening on strings 2, 3, 4 of that full chord, which if I back it up half step to F minor, another half step, E minor. It's that E minor chord. We move it a half step forward. The nut, of course, didn't move with us, so our finger becomes the nut. F sharp minor, that's where that comes from. So we have our D, 2, 3, and 4, and F sharp minor. 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. Remember, the right hand's playing the same thing through all of this. And that's our Hey There Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes. And right there on that measure, right before it switches to the next chord, which is going to be minor, they don't play the upstroke on beat 4 with 2 and 3. So you just have the F sharp on 4. 4, which buys you a little bit of time to make your switch to B minor, which is going to look like this. You may recognize the chord, B minor, which if I back it up again, like we backed up the F sharp minor, there's our A minor chord. We usually play it with 1, 2, 3, but there it is with 2, 3. And we move it up, back up to 2nd position for B minor. Because we don't need the 4th string, I'm going to move my 3rd finger to where my pinky was, and my finger doesn't have to bar here, it just has to press the 2nd fret of my 5th string. So I have my index finger on this B, 2nd fret of my 5th string. I have my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of my 2nd string, and my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of my 3rd string. And now, in the right hand, my thumb is going to pop to my 5th string, because we need that B for the root. Index and middle still stay exactly where they were. And on this one, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So I should have said 1 and 2 and 3 and. You still have all those ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and. You're going to take that first finger away, and we're going to hit that open A all by itself on beat 4. So we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then that first finger is going to come down here to the 6th string on the 3rd fret for a G to give us part of a G chord. Basically part of this big bar G. But again, we're only playing the 3 strings. So now your fingers, index and middle, are still on 2 and 3 like they are for the whole song. But thumb has now come to the 6th string. We're only going to play this for 2 beats. So we're just going to go 1 and 2 and. So that's our G. 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to go to A, which you probably know is that chord, but we only need strings 2 and 3, so I'm just going to bar my first finger across 2 and 3. My index and middle are still on 2 and 3. Thumb is now on the 5th string, and we're just going to do that for 2 beats, which will be the second half of that measure. 3 and 4 and, that's the A. 3 and 4 and. So basically we went from G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to go back to B minor for a full measure, 3 and 4 and, A one more time, and then we're going to throw the pinky in. We're just going to do that for 2 beats, 1 and 2, and throw the pinky in on the 5th fret of your 2nd string, and that will give us 3 and 4 and. So our whole verse is going D, Hey There Delilah, F sharp minor, what's it like in New York City, back to D, 1,000 miles away, but girl, F sharp minor, you look so pretty. Here's your B, sorry. Minor do, open A on beat 4, A, G, times square A, shine is bright, back to B minor for 4, A, I swear it's true, and then we throw the pinky in, back for verse 2. Alright, and then our chorus is going to start on the D also, for 3 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and, then that open A, so the thumb will come to the 5th string for open A on beat 4, so we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, we're going to go to B minor, same as before. We're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and. Remember, your thumb had to come back to your 5th string for B minor, right? And then we're going to put our pinky to play this C sharp on beat 4. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Some people prefer to put the pinky here and then use this to play the C sharp, where you go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's up to you. But anyway, our chorus is going to go D, 1, 2, 3, open A, B minor, 2, 3, C sharp, D, 2, 3, open A, B minor, 2, 3, C sharp. And that's, oh, it's what you do to me. Oh, it's what you do to me. Neat. And then all we're missing is our bridge. So the bridge is going to start on the G chord that we did before. So you got your first finger on the 3rd fret of your 6th string again. Thumb comes to 6 now. We're going to do that for a full measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to go to A for a full measure. Thumb had to go back to the 5th string. Then D. Thumb moves to your 4th string. I think open A is on beat 4 there if you want, but you wouldn't necessarily. You could just play it all. And then B minor for 3 beats and open A again on beat 4. So our bridge is going 1,000 miles, seem pretty far. That's our G. Here's our A. They've got planes and trains and cars. D, I'd walk with you if I had. Open A, another way. Here's your B minor, 2, 3, open A. Repeat. Friends would all make fun of us. A, we'll just laugh along because we know that. There's our D again. Here's your open A on beat 4. B minor, 2. We're almost done the song. Open A. We're going to go back to G again for I Can Promise You. I think my rhythm is wrong there while I'm singing, but whatever. A, time that we get through. A B minor. World will never ever be the same. And we stay on B minor for 2 measures, so a total of 8 counts, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and you're to blame. And there's your A for a whole measure this time, and then we throw the pinky in for a measure, as opposed to the time before where it was just half. And then we're back to, hey there, Delilah, what's it like? For verse 3. Notice every once in a while there I put my 3rd finger back on the D. Remember I said you could kind of play it either way with 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, but I prefer 1 and 2, although I just realized sometimes I was going back to 1 and 3. Anyway, that's the tune. I hope that helps. Have fun.